Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode. Get your damn hand out of the way. Welcome to another episode of Big Night Gears Views. So, again, I got David and Caleb here. Sorry. And we're doing Transformers Age of Extinction, aka the fourth in the Michael Bay movies. So, this is part 2 of our review. The last one, just go and take a look at the other, at my channel, link, just click on my name and call it good. But there it is. You guys can just take a look whenever you're ready. So where was it that we left it off again? Wasn't it
something about the
it was,
CIA agent?
Mark Wahlberg. Actually, no, that was after. No, the ex-CIA agent and the CEO of that company.
And then we're talking about
KSI.
Lockdown?
And then we already talked about Lockdown.
Yeah.
Alright, so the next thing that we need to talk about is, well, I kind of want to expand this review to not only talk about this, but also talk a little bit about the other series. So, let's talk specifically about the memorable characters that they've killed off. So, going all the way back to the first film, remember when Jazz got killed?
Yeah.
So, in every film, except for the second one, but they technically did, but then brought him back, they've killed a memorable character from the original Generation 1 series. In the first one, Jazz, who has been here since the Generation 1 series, he got ripped in half by Megatron. Second one, in Revenge of the Fallen, Prime gets killed, but then he gets brought back. And then in the third one, Ironhide dies. And then in this film, they take a little kind of new thing. So the whole premise of this film was that, as you know, that the Autobots are being hunted down to extinction. There are 5 of them left now with Prime.
Yep.
And they're all about to die. And one of the characters that they killed off early on, that's from the original Generation 1 series, was Ratchet. So my question to you guys is, do you think that it was a good call for them to kill off all these memorable characters that people have been such huge fans of for many years, but to just kill them off? And Ratchet was in the first 5 minutes of the film.
Yeah, I know.
I think it was necessary to set the mood of the movie.
Yeah.
Personally, but I don't like that they kill off Ratchet because I always loved that character.
Yeah.
Like, I love that guy, but...
And he's a medic.
Yeah, he is.
Really built for combat.
Yeah.
He can be, but
it was necessary to set the mood and get the people, into the movie.
Yeah.
But also about the other movies, I remember when you and I had first seen the original third film.
Yeah.
And then they killed off Ironhide.
That's when it shocked me. That came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I'm still shocked to watch that scene. Another thing that they did that was really hard to watch that they did was in the film you see that they're melting down the different parts of the Transformers for transformium, as they call it, which is the metal that the Transformers are made of.
Yeah.
Laugh at that name.
So, because these characters have been with the audiences for so long, what kind of effects do you guys think? What kind of effects do those kind of scenes have on you guys when watching them?
Well, as soon as we saw Ratchet get hunted down by those people, we already know that he's probably going to die because he was already injured. They shot his leg off. But the other movie, Dark of the Moon.
Yes.
It just came out of nowhere. And also another thing was that it fooled us into thinking that they killed off the rest of the Autobots.
Mm-hmm.
That they fooled us. And I thought that was actually very effective in the movie.
Yeah, I was actually kind of scared when that happened.
When that happened, I was actually really pissed off, and I thought that's actually what it was.
Yeah.
But then it turned out it wasn't, and actually, it was actually very effective. So.
And another thing on how you're saying that set the tone for the movie. One of the other characters that Michael Bay had made up in the middle of nowhere was the Wreckers and the end of the third film. They were very minor characters, but one of the other things that they were doing was they had these little drones that Wahlberg's character is able to program and then use as their own, and like a spy thing. one of the other things that they did, they were looking through a slideshow of some of the other Autobots that were killed, and they showed one of the wreckers, and they said the name. Do you guys think that they use less of an emphasis on that character compared to they do with Ratchet, like seeing his head being melted down? They literally showed the dismembered head being melted down. Then this other one, they just show a little snippet. What do you guys think that the reason why they focus on Ratchet was just because of his Generation 1 background, or do you guys think that it was because the other one was just not has much screen time, or why do you think that was?
Probably popularity. Yeah. That's what I would think.
Popularity of the character. That's one Autobot that didn't kill off in the last movie, so.
Yeah. Another thing though was, so right now we're talking about the death of different characters. So what about the rebirth? So, and at the second film, like I said earlier, Optimus Prime gets killed off very early in the movie, and they're trying to find the Autobot Matrix of leadership, and then to revive not only Optimus but also to make sure that the thing didn't destroy the sun. We'll get into that later.
Well, that's a whole nother movie.
Yeah, that's a whole other review. But in this one, the rebirth of Megatron into Galvatron. What were you guys' take on that?
I like that they reinvented how they transform Galvatron, or transform Megatron into Galvatron. I like how they reinvented it, and it actually came off as a really good story to tell. It wasn't the exact same as I'm assuming it was because they didn't want to just I know they want to reintroduce Unicron, but they don't want to be the same exact thing that the 1986 movie already did. I know they don't want to do that, and how the hell would they, right?
Yeah. What about you?
Galvatron?
Yeah.
Well, it's strange because he's a Decepticon, but yet it was created by man.
Yes.
That just seems a bit strange, but
Well,
also at the same
his
time,
consciousness.
also at the same time, I really do like the way the newer Decepticons transform. They made it seem cooler. Like they made it seem like they were almost like invincible.
Yes.
When they were transforming. And yet with the Autobots, when they're transforming from their cars to their humanoid form, they seem more vulnerable.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to nitpick though is that they were going to reproduce them or just clone them all to be military weapons, and they're going to be like, oh, no more American soldiers are going to have to go into war and get killed. Well, why the hell are they stylish looking cars? What the hell are they going to do on the war front in like desert warfare and stuff like that? What the hell are they going to do? They got to be tanks and stuff like that.
Well, one of the things that they said in the film to kind of follow up on that was that they're also going to be using them for consumer products.
As consumer products, I missed that detail.
Yeah, when they are when they're at the Tokyo location, if you guys can read the subtitles, some of the Japanese people are walking around there and said, so for the American consumer, this will become a new product. They're talking to that one car that is like right in front of Galvatron when he finally does reawaken.
Striker?
Yeah. Or Stinger, wasn't it?
Stinger.
Yeah, when they're walking in next to the Stinger model.
The one Bumblebee really hates.
Oh, God. That's another thing that I kind of wanted to touch up on really quick. So, David, particularly, you and I have watched Generation 1 stuff, and they do a lot of nods to the original series. They have Lockdown or Lockout? What's the name again?
Lockdown.
Lockdown, thank you. So they have Lockdown, who I don't know if he was in the Generation 1 stuff. Was he? Or
I'm not sure.
But Lockdown, who's actually been around for a while. He was also in Transformers Animated, which came out a few years ago. And he has also become a fan favorite. But they have him in it. They also have Bumblebee. And ever since the first film, they changed the character. He can't talk now. He's a Camaro, but And in this one they do nods to the original Generation 1 series by making him more childish, like he was in the G1.
Yeah, which I like that a lot.
Another thing is that they went into the Dinobots. They changed the characters, but still, they had the Dinobots. Do you guys think that they're trying to just reiterate the connection to the different audiences that have been around for all these other series, or do you think that they just want to make everything into a merge, or what are your guys' take on it?
They're just reinventing them.
Yeah.
Michael Bay is just making it, adding his own essence to it.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to just make a carbon copy that people want to see. He wants to make something that would probably surprise people. Like, oh, it's brand new, but we can still recognize it as the Dinobots. Like,
Yes.
they have the same overall impression, but they do look different than they used to, which I like a lot. And that they did it for me in that movie. So,
How about you?
Well, I don't know a whole lot about the Gen 1 stuff.
Or any of the other series?
Well, yeah, basically. But seeing like Lockdown and I know about Unicron because
We talk about it a lot.
Well, I mean, I knew about Unicron just beforehand too.
Yeah.
Because I know how awesome he is. So it's gonna be interesting to see what they do next.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to the next movie, and just to see kind of what it will be like.
Now, hold on to that idea of talking about future stuff. Right now, I kind of want to go back a little bit and then talk about the other previous films and how it led up to this. So, in the first film, they introduced Sam Witwicky, like you said in the Part 1 review. And then the second one, they already know what's going on, but now a whole older threat comes into play. The third film, an even older threat that ties into the second film, but the Sentinel Prime, he comes into play as well, and they talk more about the planet and iterate more stuff from the first film, and then this one, it's the end of it all and trying to start a new series.
yeah.
Even though, because a lot of people don't like the second film especially, but it was kind of a stepping stone into the third one from the second one. Do you think that this will be kind of a new second Dark of the Moon film, or kind of trying to make a better one, just using it as a stepping stone, or what do you guys think? Because it is still a progressing story. Do you think that they could use it to their advantage and make something better from it, or what do you guys think?
I think that they're just making a new series. It's the second trilogy, and at the ending, Optimus is like, whoever my creators are, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Just leave us and Earth alone. And then maybe it'll lead on to possibly reintroducing the Quintessence.
Yeah.
It might be doing that. Maybe it'd be the Autobots. Maybe even eventually the Autobots actually going back to Cybertron.
Yeah, possibly.
And then, kind of being like the old series again.
I think right now they're at the ending with Optimus going out to go find the creators, basically, it kind of leaves the movie to go in two directions. Do you follow Optimus's journey, or do you follow the Autobots?
So
And them protecting Earth while he's away, and at one point, do the two plot lines combine back into one?
Well, one thing I like to add is that in the first 3 movies, Optimus really does feel like a human character, just the way he
does.
acts.
Mm-hmm.
In this particular one, it really goes to show, it really does tell you that he's actually from a different planet and a completely different culture.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like it kind of makes you like realize that he's not one of us in the movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool that it kind of just says, okay, well, I'm done with this shitty planet, bye-bye.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's how I see it. It's like he had his own life,
Yeah.
and it's just introducing that.
So, really quick, kind of piggybacking on your comment there, with showing that he is not from our planet, obviously.
Yeah.
So going into kind of the lore from the other series, whether it's from Transformers Anime or Transformers Prime or whatever, do you think that they could actually bridge in, like, they introduce the Quintessence or introduce Unicron and make it all into one huge story? Because they could still do Unicron easily with this.
Yeah.
Not using it like a Galactus kind of from Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer, just not making that into that kind of character, but introduce different things from other series. I mean, the Allspark was a brand new concept, never seen before in the Transformers lore, yet they really relied heavy on it. One of the biggest things with fans of the original stuff, whether it was from Prime or what, oh no, Prime came later, but from Beast Wars or whatever, from any of the other series, people were really ticked off that they had a different thing that wasn't the Matrix, and people were really pushing for them to use the Matrix.
Yeah. Which
so,
was funny because it's not the director's or the writer's duty to fulfill the expectations of the audience to the point that they're just giving them what they ask for.
Yeah.
They want to fulfill the audience's needs, but they don't want to be a slave. You know what I mean? It's like they're going to be inventive with their own films because that's the whole thing to filming and writing stories. It's like, well, you got to have your own essence in it, and your own ideas. And I thought the Allspark was a great idea.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty awesome. So
I actually started to like it more that I watched the film and got more into it. But at first, just watching the film, I saw it in the theaters with my parents, and just watching the film, and because I was one of those people that were thinking, oh my god, what about the Matrix? Because I've been kind of growing up on that little stuff. I was just watching, thinking, where the hell's the Matrix? When is it going to come in? Because expecting that kind of to be the new thing. So, really quick, back to the other stuff on how they're changing it. Do you think that they have enough material for their future films to make it to introduce all those of the concepts into one, or do you think that they should invent their own ideas?
they should continue to invent their own ideas, but also tie in the older elements like they have been doing. Like they introduced the Allspark, which was completely new. But, they kind of unravel the culture and the stories that, happen on Cybertron that the human characters don't know about yet.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's how I see it. And I think they could, introduce the Quintessence and Unicron and still make it a movie. But as far as the last Transformers movie, the sixth one, I don't really know what they'll do. I mean, they might introduce Primus or something.
That would be
Maybe
fun.
even the Cyber Keys again.
Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be interesting. Or maybe even mini-cons,
Oh,
like Armada.
like a wheelie kind of character?
No,
Or-
mini-cons that give them extra weapons and stuff like that. Well, mini-cons aren't even Autobots or Decepticons, so.
Yeah.
And also, too, keep in mind, the villains seem to, the Autobot, or the Cybertronian villain seems to be getting more ancient. So, obviously they should probably keep going on that path. And I don't know much about what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
But I know Unicron was pretty ancient,
Oh,
so I wonder if maybe you save him for the sixth movie?
Yeah, that would be
Possibly.
amazing. Or make it a two-parter.
No.
Maybe.
not like a 2-hour.
No.
Yeah. I don't know.
The whole two-part thing, it's
Yeah, you got a point.
Too-
Never mind.
tacky.
And Michael Bay
I don't
were to
know,
watch this,
you
don't
don't
make it a
know.
two-parter.
You don't know what he's gonna do, so
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
kind of unpredictable with his movies.
So, really quick, because we are running out of battery life here.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on this film? Anything that you guys want to add?
That's pretty much it. I gave my impressions. I said what needed to be said about them introducing new stuff.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say. Other than that, I say I give it about 3.5 stars. How about that?
All right.
I agree with him.
All right.
Mostly for me, the biggest concern I had was the length of the film.
Yeah.
With it being too long.
Yeah.
Maybe shorten it up half an hour. And
Half an hour shorter would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Get ready, press it when I do this. All right. So I agree with you guys. 3.5 stars out of 5. So so that is our final verdict. Transformers: Age of Extinction, 3 out of 5. And anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one, and thank you, David and Caleb, for coming and joining me on this review. Hope to have you guys both on here again. And have a good one, and have a very good start to 2015. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.